Welcome back to a series so zaptastic. Even Reggie Aliki subscribed. In today's video, Hasan is now supporting the USSR, saying that it's unfortunate that the USA defeated them. He's still crying about slop tubers, aka me, during an election party. He's pretending to be the common man, saying he's fighting for the working class, with his billionaire dad, of course. He got absolutely humiliated when he found out that they did not have a seat reserved for him at the party. He's talking about grandmas and his dick now? 35-year-old man, by the way. He's claiming he's definitely not anti-Semitic. Sneako has responded, being equally brain dead. Massive updates to the Emiru situation, with streamer Mizkif officially suing Asmongold and Emiru, and a bunch of more updates. Subscribe, or your kid turns into Hasan Baika. You're cooked.
Let's up those numbers!
Right, so the New York City mayor has been elected as Zoran Mamdani. Now, Hasan went to the election party and managed to embarrass himself in 100 different ways. Let's start with this one here, where Hasan is showing his real patriotism and supporting the USSR, the Soviet Union, over the USA. Bro's actually just an op. This is the country that defeated the USSR, unfortunately, Hasan.
They're done.
What do you think it means that this guy ran as a socialist and anti-communism didn't work to stop him? That's biz.
Yeah, I think we are in the heart of the imperial core. This is the country that defeated the USSR, unfortunately. And the reality of the matter is, there's a lot of antagonism. There's no class consciousness in the United States of America. It's one of the things that I try to address every day with my commentary. And I will say this. The conditions have deteriorated so much that everyday Americans, in spite of their lack of class consciousness, are finally arriving at the conclusion that perhaps there is an alternative out there. There is an alternative that focuses on them as opposed to the interests of the billionaires and the millionaires, as opposed to the interests of the capital owners. And I mean, you can't help but notice that. You can't help but feel at least a little bit of excitement around that.
Right. Dude, you cannot convince me that Hasan is not a foreign operative, like an undercover agent sent to destroy America, because what the heck is that? Unfortunately, are you kidding me, dude? As we all know, the USSR is just the most moral thing ever. No oppression at all, actually, just a communist utopia. Something Hasan is actually fighting to bring back to the US, it seems. Listen, I'm no history expert, but wasn't the USSR literally a totalitarian state? Like, literally led to the deaths of millions, human rights abuse, zero political dissent allowed, mass arrests, executions, literal labor camps, you know, the gulag. So I don't know, of course Hasan would support all of that, right? Just delusional. Now, he also said that it's one of the things I address every day with my commentary, like class consciousness and all of that. What is this commentary? Hezbollah is my favorite flag, guys. You know, the terrorist flag with the AK-47 in the flag? Yeah, that's the one I like, actually.
Overall, what my favorite flag? Yeah, Hezbollah.
Oh. So he's also saying that people are recognizing an alternative that focuses on the common man as opposed to billionaires and millionaires. Now, who would that be? You, Hasan. That's you. You're the Nepo baby. Your dad's a billionaire. Your mom's a landlord. Your uncle's a multimillionaire. You yourself are a multimillionaire. So it's crazy. He's just talking about himself. He's like, we need to take these millionaires down. Tax the rich. Make the rich pay. Yeah, let's start with you, buddy. Holy shit. Pure responded, why does he look like Anthony Fantano? They are at a Hannah Montana watch party? Like, I feel like even if you're for communism, the USSR was bad. I can't imagine how killing 20 million of your own people is ever considered the better option between that and the USA. No, this is Hasan's entire playbook. Anytime there's any conflict, he has to be against America, right? He just hates America with all his soul, and basically he will support the most deranged lunatics in the entire world as long as it means that he's against America. Whether it be literal terrorists, scum of the earth, right? He will still support them over anything to do with the US, right? Which is why he said America deserved 9/11. He's just a just a psychopath. Look, I'm not gonna say that America is squeaky clean, obviously not, but it's only ever the stupidest people who say America bad, everyone else good. Funny that Hasan has said this near verbatim, and yet people still try to convince me he's an intelligent guy who represents progressive politics. Bro, he was just defending North Korea. Like, this guy's just another level, bro. It's funny because Stalin killed 20 plus million people. It's actually funny to Hasan. He's probably laughing at this. He probably finds like old videos, plays them on repeat, and laughs like a fucking psychotic crazy. They were probably Zionists. Yes, they were pro-Israel guys. They deserve to die, obviously. Imperial Core. The USSR invaded and subjugated Finland, Romania, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Poland, Hungary, and it goes on. Practically every single country around them, which is impressive given it only existed for 69 years. That's not even counting numerous military invasions and conflicts around the world and the various genocides. Somebody who cares about genocides here loves the USSR, seems like. Everything West bad, everything anti-West, virtuous tankies are a plague on society and represent the largest number of genocide deniers, second only to neo-Nazis. And this just proves that Hasan's entire mode of operation, all that virtue signaling about caring about Israel, Palestine, and the genocide going on was complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Because he doesn't care about other situations around the world. He doesn't care about the Russia-Ukraine conflict or anything like that. It's because it's only things that suit his agenda. Right, so then Ethan calls out Hasan. Does anyone actually miss the USSR other than the most privileged Nepo babies? Lamenting the fall of the USSR as a millionaire from LA is a luxury belief. It feels good to say. Just don't ask any of the countries that broke off how they feel about the USSR or anyone that lived there. Bro would be mining coal in a gulag if he was born in the USSR. That's the thing, he has like no idea. How is this guy a political commentator? Bro has no knowledge of the world at all. Millions died under Stalin, not that the dog shocker cares or knows history. All he knows is zapping his dog. He's literally the modern day Stalin to his dog. Kaya's in the gulag right now. Moving on to Hasan taking the special moment of his favorite candidate winning the NYC mayoral election to cry about slop tubers. Hasan calls out the haters and slop tubers. Of course he does.
Getting to take part in it. You're getting to be here. Many of you probably also door knock, you canvas, and this is the fruits of your labor. It's me, the dipshit, the asshole drinking alcoholic beverages. Oh my god. All the fucking haters don't like it suck my dick too. Oh my god. All the fucking slop tubers.
So you're telling me bro is supposed to be enjoying the election party, but is crying about slop tubers on his special day. Obviously talking about me here, but he's never gonna mention my name. It's too scary. I'm the boogeyman. Just in case one person from his audience checks out my channel and realizes that Hasan is a complete fraud and everything, he is terrified of that prospect. And he's gonna lose more of his 57-month subscribers, right? And the fact, like, he's pushing 35 now, and he's still like this, dude. It's sad. All anyone wants the guy to do is to stop shocking his dog, stop inciting violence, and stop spreading terrorist propaganda. It's not a big ask. Actually, it is a big ask, because that's all he does. Bro cannot get Yeet, Nux, and more Pegasus out of his mind on one of the best nights for socialism in American history. He's got slop on his mind. Also, free Kaya forever. Now they shall be called shock tubers. I would not mind being called a shock tuber. Moving on to someone actually asking Hasan if he regrets any of the things he said, you know, an opportunity to take accountability and apologize. Hasan answers if he feels any regret or liability for his past comments. And they might be referring to the America deserved 9/11 comment or stuff like that, because this is in reference to New York City.
Andrew Cuomo seized on your comments a lot during your equestrian feud. You went any of your jokes that create a liability for the campaign and all?
Do I regret things that I said?
Yeah, like any of the
I regret things that I say, and I regret things that I will say in the future as well. I'm a human being, and I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm not a serious political operative by any metric. If Andrew Cuomo decides to present me as some sort of kingmaker, well, he's wrong. I'm just a regular ass dude. But that's probably the reason why I have 70,000 people watching right now, because people want to hear from regular ass dudes as opposed to more buttoned up commentary folk that don't actually represent the interests of everyday citizens.
Yeah, way to take no accountability whatsoever, basically saying that, hey, you know, I'm a person and I make mistakes, guys. Like, Just a non-apology, basically. Also, for the love of God, can you stop with this whole act of, I'm just like you guys, just ignore my billionaire dad, I'm the common man. Absolute freaking loser, dude. You're not a regular person, you're literally the elite. You keep saying that you're just a Twitch streamer, a regular dude, but then you also constantly cry when you're not taken seriously, and you want to desperately be seen as this respected political commentator, this socialist revolutionary changing the world, and because you couldn't actually achieve that, you're trying to use this reverse psychology strategy of, oh, I'm just so humble, guys, I'm just a regular dude, but also here's my viewer count. Did I tell you that 70,000 people are watching right now, guys? It's so pathetic, dude. It is actually so pathetic. He's basically that guy at the party who goes, I have a rich dad, guys. Did you know I'm actually very rich? Yeah, he'll never learn, for example, that he's not a serious political operative. Now he could just spam this line anytime he wants to be taken seriously. Hasan when criticize others. I'm the only educated person. Others are grifters. Hasan when holding accountability. I'm not a serious political operative. We got another case. Schrodinger streamer. He's only a streamer when it's actually necessary. Otherwise, he's a political commentator, you know? It's like he always does this. He wants to play both sides of any situation. That way he can just, you know, flip-flop whenever he needs to. Still obsessed with numbers. This dude would suck his own pee-pee if he could. He absolutely will. Moving on to Hasan getting absolutely humiliated. Apparently they didn't reserve a seat for him because he's not considered a special or respected guest at the Zoran Mamdani election party. Hasan gets rejected entry to upstairs seating at the party.
I do not have you for the upstairs list.
Okay.
Can I see your ticket tape?
Oh, I'm staff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
If you're
So we
escorted?
can't go upstairs.
I do not. But do you have this wristband? I can also just check.
Damn.
But I can double check and just make sure
Upstairs
on my
just
end.
more seating area.
Yeah, I just wanted a drink. I'm good.
Just so I can.
Or here.
What was your name? Sorry. Michael. Okay, great. Let me just make sure on my back channel.
We got no motion, chat. We got no motion.
We're washed.
Fell off. It's okay.
Stop whispering in the microphone, Marsh. They can hear you.
Are you guys streaming live?
Oh yeah, we are.
Okay.
But we're not showing anything yet. But there's 72,000 people watching
Oh, great.
currently. We have no motion. We're out. We're done.
We're washed.
We're washed.
Probably getting kicked out within the next 15 minutes.
Most likely. We'll be escorted.
Dude, how many times does this scumbag actually mention his viewer count? I had to double check. I'm like, I swear I just heard that, but like, no, he's just mentioned it again. 70,000 people watching currently, actually. Also, it's not a video. It's a live stream. Just making sure you know that. Making sure you know that I'm very famous, guys. Please respect me. Please let me in. You know, I'm VIP, guys. What an insufferable fucking douchebag. This is literally the guy who goes up to every single person and goes, look at me, here's my viewership, oh my god, it's so cool. Also, turns out you're not actually a VIP, Hasan. Apparently, Zoran, your best buddy, didn't actually reserve your seat. He obviously disavowed your comments about 9/11 before as well.
I find the comments that Hasan made on 9/11 to be objectionable and reprehensible. Minority in this country.
What was your name, sir? It's me, the illustrious Hasan Paika. How dare you? Kaya at home watching this from my son's monitor, know what is to come. Oh my god, bro. Right, so then Hasan gives a speech on how he's gonna support you if you actually support the working class, right? Translation, let's bring about literal communism, and then you'll get the support of me, the terrorist glazer. Hasan drops an open invitation to Democrats focused on the working class.
But hey, we'll be there. Our community will fucking be there every step of the way. And that is an invite to all the Democrats. If you actually put working class people and working class politics at the center of your campaign, and you want to advance an agenda that is overall good for the working class, I will be there with you. I will door knock for you. I will promote you. And I will make sure that you get your agenda across the finish line. every step of the fucking way.
Okay, so he literally thinks that he's the one who solely got this guy elected. Now, he might have played a part, I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure he'd be fine without you as well. Also, he actually thinks that his support is something people should strive for. You support terrorists, and that's apparently free of charge. I don't know if they're paying you or something. Okay, you can't obviously admit that or you'd be put in prison. But yeah, you just don't want the Hasan Piker endorsement. It's like the opposite of what you want, actually. And honestly, anyone who associates with this guy and supports him is seen in a bad light these days, right? And I don't know, I personally just doubt any candidate that's buddy-buddy with Hasan. If Hasan is so excited about this person, I really wonder what sort of policies they're bringing up. Also, I'm not American and I don't live in America. As I said, I live in Singapore, so I don't really follow this stuff too closely, but isn't New York City already Democrat? So I don't get why this is like a massive deal. Like, it's obvious that a Democrat would win this, right? It isn't like a red state or anything. I think it's something to do with this particular guy beating the establishment Democrat or whatever, but I feel like he's acting like he just won the presidency or something. And it's like, it's not even him. It's like another guy. Like, you're still a Twitch streamer, buddy. Also, he might be particularly excited because this guy's like a socialist, communist type of guy or whatever. He's a millionaire and spends like a millionaire. He has no resonance with working class people. Yeah, if you want to ruin your reputation by associating with the terrorist, glazer, and animal abuser, go ahead and book a date. Great idea. Yeah, I don't know why these people think that it's a good idea to support someone like Hasan. I mean, they might be equally crazy and then that sort of makes sense, but if you're not and you actually think it's a good idea to tap into this guy's fan base, man, that is going to backfire on you big time because these people will flip on you like this. Also, they might assassinate you if you disagree 1 inch. Moving on to Hasan talking about his dick. 35-year-old man, by the way. Hasan shouts out the grandmas and hopes they see his meat pics while searching his name on Google. Oh dear lord.
How many new followers have you gotten because of Andrew Cuomo?
I don't know, but all the grandparents that are furiously Googling Hasan Piker 9/11, I hope you saw all my meat pics. I posted it for you, Grandma. All the grandmas out there.
Grandma's for Hasan Piker, guys.
That's right.
Did this man just say, I hope the grandmas saw my meat pics? Buddy is so cringe, dude. The only grandma interested in that is Taylor Lorenz and Jennifer Welch. Okay, they are furiously Googling your meat pics right now. They're trying to verify the story for their independent journalism, obviously. How does nobody else see this is a frat bro LARPing as an activist for clout? This son of a bitch is so lame. What a freaking creep. 2 drinks in and he can't help but talk about his dick in a sexual way. Predator mindset. The first result on Google is Hasan dog, as it should be. He means great grandmas and we got Taylor Lorenz. #1 Hasan simp. Right, so then he calls out the ADL guy who torched him on TV and he claims that he's not anti-Semitic. Hasan throws major shade at Jonathan Greenblatt and Deborah Messing. I'm not anti-Semitic. Sure you aren't, buddy.
On a platform of opposing Israeli genocide.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, fuck Israel every day. It's fuck Israel o'clock, and you don't get punished for saying fuck Israel anymore. That's all I'm saying. Look, I was number 2. I lost to Candace Owens, who is kind of whatever when it comes to Jewish people. But like, I'm not anti-Semitic, and yet Jonathan Greenblatt, that bald fuck, spent every fucking waking moment yelling about me instead of Nick Fuentes, bitch. What happened? All the Republicans you defended are now turning around and being like, maybe we should be anti-Semitic. What happened, Jonathan? That's all I'm going to say.
Right, so Mr. I'm not anti-Semitic, but also implies that Jews should be treated as neo-Nazis and ran off the streets because they ever liked Israel at one point in their life ever, not even now.
Being a fucking rabid neo-Nazi, you shouldn't even let someone be the fucking local dog catcher as if they've ever exhibited any sort of positive feelings about the state of Israel.
The guy who backstabbed his friend, Ethan, over not supporting terrorists. That was like the disagreement they had. That, hey, I can't support terrorists because they literally want all Jays dead. It is in their charter, right? That's why I can't be supporting terrorists. And Hasan's like, that's too far, bro. That's too far. I gotta cut all ties with you. Like, everything you say and do lines up with anti-Semitism, okay? You support all the terrorist orgs who want to neck all the Jews. So nobody's buying this, buddy. You're a disgusting racist. Moving on to Hasan glazing the new mayor and saying that he'll help him like any way he can. Hasan says he will be by Zoran Mamdani's side to help push his agenda. By that he means his agenda. Because if this guy dare deviates from what Hasan thinks he'll do, he will sick his community on him. And we all know what happened to Charlie Kirk, so heaven forbid they ever have a debate.
Fantastic job of running an affordability first campaign and only stepped his foot and actually took a stand against Islamophobia at the very end in order not to dilute his campaign message. And I appreciate that as a Muslim American as well.
Last question, but how is it going to be for him now post-election, post-win? Because that's the hardest. I mean, Trump said he would be.
I will be by his side. I will do everything in my power. We will mobilize. We will make sure that his agenda, his working class first agenda works. I no longer have to prove that this kind of politics works. I can just point the fucking Zoran. That's how I feel. Whenever Democrats come to me and they say, oh, listen to an autopsy of why this election turned south, why that election turned south, why did the Democrats keep losing? I can just go, that's why.
Right, so from what I understand, Hasan thinks he's like beaten the liberals or something because his sort of candidate won and he's more extreme or leftist or whatever. I think that's what's going on. I think that's why they're so hyped up or whatever. But whenever I see Hasan so enthusiastic and supportive of this guy, I immediately think, okay, then what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Why is he so aligned with Hasan here, right? Because Hasan's endorsement is like an anti-endorsement for any human being with a functioning brain cell, right? Hasan only sort of influences his own cult, and the cult size is very limited because his beliefs are so extreme. The common man doesn't look at terrorists and goes, well, actually, they're doing a good thing, guys. I see their perspective. And that's why Hasan will essentially never win. He may think he's won here by having a candidate he likes win a mayoral election in New York City, which is already blue or whatever, but I don't think this is changing the course of American history or whatever. I don't think this is ushering in the utopia USSR that Hasan desperately wants, right? And this is why I say that Hasan is not just stupid, it's like a dangerous level of stupidity because he legitimately tries to rewrite history and convince people like the USSR is just like a good thing or whatever. Only Hasan fans would think Stalin was a good guy. Anyways, if it wasn't bad enough to get endorsed by Hasan, we have the opposite end of the spectrum here, but equally brain dead. Sneako has endorsed him multiple times in the past as well, and now he has a message. Sneako offers a message to Zoran.
He's got a lot of radical ideas. I don't agree with defunding the police. I saw you change your mind about that. Said he's going to decriminalize prostitution. That's fucking retarded. But all I can do now, and what I've been trying to do since Mamdani started blowing up, is right after the Eric Adams stream I did in May. We got a lot of backlash for that. They said I'm an anti-Semite, I'm not blah, blah, because I am very vocally against Israel. All right, that's the one thing I do like about Mamdani. But what we can do now is try to steer him in the right direction, is try to let him know that, you know, a lot of these policies are really ambitious. And just because you get a lot of these liberals who are like really excited with the mustaches and everything, and they got the hair and whatever, don't get all gassed up too soon and try to do too much too soon. It's the greatest city in the world for a reason, and we want it to stay that way. Trump is already saying that he doesn't want to give any funding to NYC anymore just because you're in office. So pump the brakes a little bit. Try to work with the establishment. Don't fuck up like pretty much every other socialist politician in the history of the world.
Okay, you just know you're completely cooked when Sneako and Hasan are your biggest defenders. I mean, I'm sorry. You got all the biggest regards coming out to show their support for you. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did this absolute dumbass just say that, yeah, I endorse him and I support him, but I don't agree with any of his policies? What the hell is wrong with you? Like, basically, he's like, I really don't like X and Y and Z and basically everything about him, but he had a good campaign, you know? And I'm hoping that he'll just change everything he said he would do. Like, did you actually crack your head as a kid, man? Like, this is like saying, yeah, I got Trump elected. No, I don't agree with 95% of his politics. Then what are you doing, you dumb moron? Like, like legitimately, some of these people live in fantasy land. Like, if you elect a candidate which you disagree with the policies with, then they're not just gonna magically change just for you, you absolute imbecile. He's like, we need to guide them. Like, what are you gonna do, Sneako? Like, what the fuck? When Sneako and Hasan are your advisors, New York City's cooked. People are gonna get real mad when the free shit they were promised doesn't appear. Sneako is on the same level of regarded as Hamas Diddy Piker. It's crazy. It's like they're on opposite spectrums but equally regarded. Moving on to Mizkif suing Emiru and Asmongold. Basically, recap, Emiru accused Mizkif of SA blackmail abuse. Now, Asmon also supported these claims. There was this whole drama with OTK and stuff, and Mizkif is now suing for defamation. Mizkif is reportedly suing Emiru, Asmongold, OTK, Mythic Talent, and King Gaming Labs. Right, this is happening in Austin, Texas. And we got Emily, Zach, that's Asmongold, OTK, One True King, Mythic Management, plaintiffs Matthew and Mizkif Enterprises. And yeah, lawsuit launched. Bro realizes Asmongold could literally bankrupt him. There's no way he has more cash than the Roach King. Oh yeah, if I had to make like a modest guess, I'd say Asmon is worth like 100 million, maybe more. I'd say he's on the same level as XQC. Just going off what Charlie revealed in his earnings, he was worth like 36 million. Just judging by his many YouTube channels, his stream, and like the org stuff. So I don't know, maybe I'm completely off, but at least 50 million, at least. Like that's like the minimum. Your Honor, she threw plushies at me. I guess you win. I guess you win the lawsuit immediately. I mean, those plushies look absolutely lethal. I mean, she literally predicted his every move after her stream, attempts to gaslight his audience saying she abuses her rabbits like she said, files a lawsuit just like she said, Mizkif is a scumbag. To be fair, you could pretty easily predict some of these things. Obviously, he's going to file a lawsuit, right? Like if somebody accuses you of something and you believe you didn't do it, then you're going to find a lawsuit. Or even if you did do it, you're going to do like a slap lawsuit or something to sort of intimidate them, get them to back down. Miz is going to get cooked in discovery, right? So attorney Legal Mindset responded, Miz is going to lose this lawsuit hilariously. I will need to supersize my popcorn for this one. He has opened himself up to complete reputational destruction while suffering the pain of discovery and legal fees. Been traveling, but the review will be on my next stream.
And the strongest argument that he does have, and this is me being honest and upfront, is that there might be some breach of contract until we see the contract. Thoughts for OTK in general would be release the contract. It's going to come out as part of discovery. It's going to come out as part of this process. He's saying that, hey, they ousted him from ownership without breach or default. And now what that is saying is he had no notice. He had no reason to know he was going to be kicked out of OTK. Well, by his own admission and by the filing of the letter, which they previously sent him, in fact, he was on notice. He already had a strike. They could have removed him for just that, but they decided not to. So this, to me, despite being his strongest possible claim, is fundamentally flawed by his own evidence, by the evidence that he's submitted himself. So saying that he's divested with no breach or notice is, in fact, countered by what he submitted. Mizkif submitted this, that he had a notice on or about November 6, 2023, that he, from OTK, there was a notice of termination and repurchase. So he was already on notice. So trying to say that he had no notice literally goes against the own evidence that he submitted. I don't understand how stupid you can be and how hilariously dumb you can be to say, hey, I had no notice except for this letter where they already put me on notice. The last one, count 3, is declaratory judgment against OTK, Mythic, and King, which essentially is saying, hey, look, these guys breached their agreements, breached their bonds that they had over the management fees. So these management fees were not owed, and these were unlawful. So that's a breach there to divest the plaintiff Mizkif of his interest in the company. So those are the 3 main claims there. So my analysis of those 3 claims is that the breach of contract is once again the strongest, but it's entirely based on the contract. The letter from OTK hurts Mizkif's case. That's going to absolutely damage him and damage his ability to go forward on this. Defamation is the most idiotic. Why is it the most idiotic? Because it opens up discovery. Discovery means every single email, Discord message, WhatsApp, text message, anything, Signal, whatever else is out there. All of that is going to come out against Mizkif. If you hurt the reputation of a company, they can terminate you. That's been a thing forever. That's always been a thing.
Tectone responded, Miz is suing Emmy and Zach. Bro, just retire Lil Pup. Damn, you ain't winning that shit. Bro could have just used the rest of money on himself, but decided to throw it all away in an unwinnable lawsuit. Anyone saying Mizkif will sue Asmongold and Emiru and win because Mizkif has more money, first off, doesn't get how the legal system works. And even if it did work exactly that way, one party made millions millions and burnt all of it on expensive cars, steroids, and hair transplants, referring to Mizkif, obviously. The other party spent less than 1% of what he made on gummy worms and beef jerky. Which party you think got more money left? I feel like Asman probably spent 0.01% of what he made, honestly. Like, that money is probably just sitting somewhere in a bank account or an investment account or something. If it's an investment account, bro could be worth 200 mil. I don't know. Like, I don't know how long he's been invested, because like that shit just doubles your money. If it's been there for like 5-10 years, yeah, that's reasonable. But yeah, I don't know. These are just complete guesses. Didn't you spend 500k on Genshin Impact? Mizkif as a humiliation fetish confirmed. I think targeting Asman was a gigantic mistake. Mizkif is gonna get farmed in court and on YouTube. I think if he wanted to sue, he should have probably just sued Emiru. Like he might have more money than Emiru. Yes, if you have a lot of money, it's very tough to sort of break through that because you can prolong the lawsuit very long. But the thing is, if you're in the wrong, you will still basically lose. I guess in some cases you can override it with money, as we've sort of seen in like these high profile cases or whatever, but yeah, who knows where it's gonna go. Right, so here's WestJet going over the situation.
How was Mizkif suing Emiru for defamation when his live stream was him admitting to everything she claimed? The filing further alleges that Hoyt repeatedly called Rinuado an aggressor and abuser during his own live streams, amplifying the accusations to millions of viewers. Rinuado claims these statements are false and have caused significant harm to his reputation and career. Shortly after the livestream, OTK Media, co-founded by Rinuado, sent him a termination letter citing the nature of Emiru's allegations and announced it was reclaiming more than 1 million shares of company stock without compensation. The complaint asserts that no contractual breaches occurred. Mythic Talent and King Gaming Labs also claimed breaches and demanded Rinuado owed more than $600,000 to Mythic for management fees. Rinuado is seeking damages for reputational harm, lost earnings, and emotional distress. The exact amount of monetary damages has not been disclosed.
Full demon time.
Does he not realize that his statements are going to be used in court as well? Like, how is he going to explain this one to the judge?
But Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
Furthermore, the lawsuit seeks to shut down the notion of contractual breaches with OTK, Mythic Talent, and King Gaming Labs, with the latter two claiming to be owed a collective 896,000 USD in fees from Mizkif.
Right, so it seems like he's trying to get a complete dub here, sort of get two birds with one stone here. Now, obviously, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to act like I know 100% how this is going to go. But just based on that live stream and my sort of psychoanalyzing through the internet, it doesn't seem like Miz has much evidence to defend himself against the allegations here. And he also has to prove malice in defamation, which is notoriously hard. Obviously, he has to prove that Asman and Emiru were malicious and they knew what they were doing is wrong, but did it anyways in order to take down Mizkif. Now, if I had to guess, I would think Asman and Emiru are probably going to be fine here. The only thing that might change it is that both parties might be sort of hiding some evidence or some stuff before, because they were planning to use it in the lawsuits, and that may change the story. That may change the story entirely, but I don't know because it's not being shown to the public. I'm not going to make like a definitive assessment here, but I really think Miz might be screwing himself over because yeah, these people are not broke exactly, right? Emiru is also decently rich as well. Asman is worth a disgusting amount of money. So yeah, regardless of who actually wins this is going to be long and arduous and super goddamn annoying. Probably take more than a year if I had to guess. Right, so Tectone dropped a video about it as well.
I understand why you're doing this, Miz, and you're not doing this because you're in the right. You're doing this because you're small, you're petty, you're afraid, and you're lashing out the only way you think that you can. And it's embarrassing. It really is. And it's a shame because as the most egotistical person I've ever met, you'd think you'd have some pride left, but you don't. You're just a small, small man, and everything that comes out, the hair transplant, the steroids, the begging streamers to collab and then calling them a leech is just for optics. Mizkif, everything you do is to inflate your already overinflated ego to make up for your lack of self-worth because you have none. And I think this really goes to show just how embarrassing this entire situation is. And honestly, I do think you should be ashamed of what you're doing right now. You will not win. This will not end in your favor, and you are completely fucking yourself. I'd say something to Emmy and Asmund, but I'm sure they're fine. I guarantee you they don't give a fuck, because this is the most embarrassing lawsuit I've ever seen.
Okay, so it looks like Tectone is not worried at all. Maybe he knows a little more about the situation. These guys obviously know more because they were friends and shit like that, so... But also just judging by the general streamer perception, if you notice, nobody has really come out to defend Miz or speak positively about Miz. Usually, at least somebody comes out and is on your side or something like that. It seems like literally everybody just hates his guts. Now, that might be because he's just a dickhead and pissed everybody off, or that might be because they also agree that he was completely in the wrong here. He did actually do these things like SA, blackmail, abuse, or whatever, and his defending live stream obviously was horrible so far, right? But yeah, Emiru did say that he was going to actually sue her, even if it actually doesn't go anywhere, because it will just sort of clear his name to the public that, oh, he's actually fighting back. Oh, that means he isn't entirely guilty. He believes he's actually in the right. And that will at least make it look like to his fans, even if he loses after a year from now, during this entire duration, people will be like, well, it's actually still being disputed. We can still support Mizkif. He's still a good guy because it's still being fought in court, right? And he's sort of giving himself like a fighting chance here, but it can very much go the other way, and, you know, he might lose a shit ton of money here. But I don't know, maybe he's still on those shrooms and he's not thinking straight. Maybe he's still on the roids, who knows? Mizkif suing Emiru is exactly what Emiru wanted him to do. She even said so in the original allegations. Now her lawyers can use the discovery process to get his phone, text, IM, Discord messages. It's what she wanted. What really surprises me the most is that Mizkif was stupid enough to fall for it. Yeah, the thing is, it's going to get very down and dirty here. I don't know if these texts are going to be leaked to the public as well. If they are, obviously, the internet's going to go absolutely nuts over this. But I would think that the most damning stuff has already been leaked so far, just to sort of convince the public and stuff. Hasbin should hire the same lawyers Johnny Depp had, bring this full circle. Now, click this video or Hasan becomes mayor of the world. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.